Alright, so I was looking through the Met for some imagery. So I went through and I found some imagery that I like. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna place these into my picture. So let me open Photoshop and show you the picture. So I'm gonna open my image. Right, I would have liked to have students in this picture as well, but for the video purpose I was making this after school. So I'm gonna use this image and I'm gonna get my second image. So I think out of the 3 images that I found, I could maybe have her foot sitting on top of a book bag. This one doesn't really work because I don't have armrests, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. But this one and this one, I'm probably gonna go with the lute player as the one I'm going with. So I'm gonna save this image. So I'm gonna save image as. So I'm gonna right click and save image as, and then I'm gonna say lute player and download it to my downloads. And I'm also gonna get this one, right click. This one won't let me right click. Oh, there it is. Still save image as, and make sure it's a JPEG, and I'm going to save it to my downloads. Alright, and then I'm going to go back here. So I'm going to open that image. So I'm going to go File, Open, and I'm going to start with the lute player because I think this is the one I'm going to use. So once I have my image open, I want to start selecting it. So there's a few ways to select this. The first one I'm going to try is I'm going to click on my my W for my object selection tool, and then I'm going to go up to the top of my screen and say select subject. Let's see how well it does. And it did actually really well. It just missed a little bit of the guitar, so what I'm going to do, the lute or whatever this is, I'm just going to draw that in. So I'm holding shift as I click with my polygon lasso. Alright, so once I get that, I can do this quickly by hitting Control J or Command J if you're on a Mac, or you can go right click and say let's do it again. So you can right click and say layer via copy. Alright, so I'm gonna close this. Uh-oh, looks like I'm missing the side of him. Is that how he was? Oh, I guess that's how he is. No, I'm missing a little bit of his leg. So I'm gonna go back and do this one more time. Delete that one. And this time I'm gonna use my lasso tool, and I'm just gonna draw it by hand. Right, and that looks pretty good. To cut out, I'm gonna hold down my Alt key or my Option key if you're on a Mac, and I'm gonna cut out the space that I don't want. Alright, and I think I have it good now. Shift allows you to add to, while Alt or Option allows you to cut away. So try to make it, I mean, some of these older paintings it's kind of hard to see everything because they're so old, and the colors don't necessarily pop anymore, but try to get it as best you can. And then again, you can right click and say layer via copy, or I like to just hit Command J or Control J, and that puts it on its own layer. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drag this layer over to my Photoshop document. So I'm going to click on it and drag it up, and I don't let go, and then I drag it down and I let go. Alright, so I'm just going to place him on my chair and increase the size. So Control T or Command T, and you're just going to make him bigger so that he's sitting on that chair playing. Alright, and then I click check mark when I'm done. So check mark was at the top of your screen. Alright, so I pretty much have it where I want, and now I just want to add in some things like lighting and other things, maybe a shadow. So see, the chair has a shadow, but he doesn't necessarily have a shadow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the same as a shadow. I'm going to hold down Control and click on the thumbnail, and I'm just going to change this into a solid color. Black is fine, and then I'm gonna just place this on the ground. So I'm gonna rasterize this layer, and then I'm gonna apply the layer mask to it. Alright, so those were both right clicks. The reason why I did that is because I want to be able to move this around and transform it. So make it smaller and rotate it, and I want to flip it as well. And I want to add a little bit more. Let's see, where would the shadow fall? Maybe it's too much. So, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock this back, so it's like that, and then I'm gonna feather it as well. So filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Oops. And I'm gonna make it so it's pretty blurred, and then I have a nice shadow underneath him. Right, so now I have my character on my screen, I have my shadow, he's sitting in my new set, in my new picture, and if I had more students I think it would come out really nice, but this looks good. If I want, I can add some lighting into this. Maybe on this side of him I'm darkening him up a little bit. It looks like he already has that shadow on him. So if I want, I can go to, let's change the levels a little bit, brighten the image, and I'm going to apply this directly to the layer right here. Alright, so have a little bit more contrast, make him feel like he's an actual person. Alright, and that's all you have to do for this project. So I hope this video was helpful. Again, if you have questions in class, come over and see me. What I should have done beforehand is I should adjust this image as well. So I'm gonna adjust that image, because the floor in here is gray, or the doors are gray. So what I'm gonna use is my gray point. I'm gonna click right here and make this gray, or actually let's see if the floor, no, it looks better. So that's the lighting in the room, how it is with the fluorescence and the other lights. So actually it looks a little bit brighter, you get the actual color of the desk. So I'm gonna leave it like that and then save it. So file, save, and to submit this you want to save it as a JPEG, so I'm going to click save a copy. I'm going to click JPEG, and I'm going to title it new artwork. I don't remember what the project is called, but new artwork. Alright, and that's it.